Hidden Object Guru here, joined by...
The Gun Wrangler.
Here with a little something called Nazi Zombie Army 1. Which, I don't know if you know this about the Nazi Zombie Army series, but there have been four of them. Three of them, and each one is better than the last. So we're playing the worst one. That's just a true fact. I mean, I'm not saying that... I'm not trying to be negative here. It's just not the best one. Yay! I killed a zombie. That feels good. We're here, as always, to talk about some shows we're pretty passionate about. First off, I've finished watching the first season of The Expanse. That was a twist.
Yeah, you didn't see that one coming now,
Well, no,
did
it's
you?
funny. It's so weird being ahead of the characters. Oh, I don't know if you've remember this from the game. We're looking for bottles to shoot. So somewhere in this world there are 5 wine bottles, and if we shoot them, they give us a trophy.
Ooh,
Sadly, you don't
fancy.
unlock guns or anything, so there's no good reason to do it. But if you see some guns, let me know. If you see some wine bottles, let me know. But yeah, it's weird being in front of the characters. Gah!
What do you mean by in front, specifically?
Well, so the first episode, we see Julie Mao. We see her on the stealth ship. I mean, we don't know it's the stealth ship at the time, but we see her on the stealth ship, right? She gets she gets a look at the engine, right? What's going on with the reactor, and she's horrified. And all we know is that reactor looks messed up. Like, we don't know what's going on with the reactor. We don't know what it means. We just know the reactor looks messed up. Oh, Nazi zombies. If you don't do headshots, they can get back up. So, just
Oh, I
FYI.
know.
Alright, just making sure. Yeah, and so what happens is, like, we know there's something... We know she's scared, but we don't know why she's scared. And then we find out later that an entire station was destroyed because what we're told is a bioweapons thing has gone horribly awry. So then we get to episode 8, and they finally tell Julie's story, and, oh, okay, it's machine intelligence. It's a living organism made out of computers, and we should all be terrified because that's going to go horribly for everyone.
Oh, yeah, by the way, it also, as a side note, runs on organic material.
Oh no, clearly it was eating people. Like, they told us that when they wiped out the station. They told us it was eating people, so I wasn't surprised by that. And then we saw it eating Julie. And, yikes! Oh my god, it evolved really fast. Like, I was not expecting it to evolve that fast, but by the end of the first season, it's already being fake people. Like, I know they destroyed Eros Station to give it the what do you call it? The meat and resources necessarily to evolve super fast, but I wasn't expecting that to happen right away. And
Yeah.
much as I understand why our lead was who I'm blanking on his name for some reason. I've just watched
Holden.
Holden. Thank you. It's just he's not a complete a-hole. And characters named Holden invariably are, so I never want to call him that. But anyway, it's funny because you watch it, and, like, I understand why he doesn't want to bring the spy along with them. But, man, you should have brought the spy along with you. Like, I don't want to get into a devil you know type of situation, but it's like, that guy knows stuff and can be useful to you. So I really think that leaving him to die on the station, getting devoured by alien monsters, well, not alien, computerized monsters, was probably not the best move. But that's my own. But you know what? We're not there yet. That's literally the last thing that happens in the episode.
Yep.
Wow, just 3 ones, and I understand that they originally aired the two-parter back to back originally. Like, as a 2-hour movie.
Yep.
Because, oh my god, you have to. Like, you can't I don't understand how anyone could just watch one of those 2 episodes. It is just this miniature movie that is all really, really...
Compelling.
Oh no, it drives forward. It does not feel like, I know it's 2 hours long, but it does not feel like 85 minutes or 90 minutes. Like, that thing just zips. It is a Poseidon Adventure type of situation where everything's going to hell and they got to get to the other type of the station, and it moves so fast. Yeah, I was blown away by just how fast-paced that those episodes were. They did an amazing job with it. And again, oh god, poor. I know that Amos is a psychopath, right? Like, I get that. I get the downside of him. But at the same time, you gotta respect a guy that driven. Like, you gotta respect a guy who is that focused on the job and on point. We don't have time to screw around with this guy wanting to leave our friends behind when we've said we're not leaving our friends behind. Shoots him in the back of the head, shoots one of the friendly characters in the back of the head mid-Mexican standoff.
Just because.
Oof. Well, no, just because the guy is making a fuss. And he doesn't have time for the guy to be making a fuss. You know? She says we're staying. That's the end of the conversation as far as Amos goes. And like I said, I know he's a bad person, but he's not a bad person to have on your side.
I wouldn't even say he's a bad person. He's
just not even a person.
He's barely a person.
Yeah, he really is barely a person.
Like, he's missing some...
Well, he's missing the key elements of empathy that allow you to be a person.
Yeah.
Yeah. For him, he's just, he's just floating along.
No, he's...
And he's, to look at another way, he's picked a side, and that's all that really matters to him. And, I respect that about the guy. I don't think he's good. I don't think he's a good person. I probably wouldn't want to know him. Yeah, I already cleared out upstairs.
Okay.
There was nothing up there but a shotgun, but now I have a shotgun. So, on the upside, can't complain. Yeah, there's so much good stuff, and I know that, like, I've been waiting for it from the very moment the show started, but finally getting all of our characters in a room together just made me so happy.
Okay, do you remember what the deploy explosives is?
Yeah, it's F, I think.
Okay, and how do you change?
That's EQ, mate. Okay, run away. I accidentally threw a grenade, so just walk away. Oh, you can't get hurt while you're in the save room. Good.
Yep.
Or, yeah, I'm used to playing this on the PS4, so I'm trying to remember what... I'm just going to look in the options menu.
Yeah.
I'm just going to look in the options menu. We're in the safe room. It's fine. Like, we're not going to get killed. Controller layout, mouse and keyboard. Here we go. Weapons, aim, toggle, actions, binoculars, inventory. X and Z are switch items.
Okay.
So for when we got that thing set up, we want to put down some landmines. That's how we do it.
Some trip mines.
Exactly. No, I'm happy with my shotgun. I understand why you would want me to have a submachine gun, but I'm happy with a shotgun. Yeah, it was so great getting all of our characters in a room together, finally. We've been waiting the entire show for that to happen. And interestingly, it happened in the scene where the show basically turned into, what do you call it? Total Recall for a minute.
Yep.
Like, that's a very Total Recall looking scene. Just people with people with future guns shooting each other and huge blood packs going off.
That was one of my favorite scenes where Thomas Jane basically goes full belter and is like, yeah, they're just going to betray us.
Oh my god! Yes, he's like, dresses up in the costume and gets all of the belters on his side by saying that the mercs are going to betray them, which of course they were going to. But yeah, he leads his own belter revolt because he speaks the language. That's so beautiful, and like, what can the Earthers do? Yeah,
well, beyond
such
that,
a nice scene. Yeah.
Beyond that, he's just like all these guys are gangsters, and he knows
Oh yeah, he knows it.
a significant portion of them.
Oh yeah, he's ready. Like he's got this. And yeah, we find out, hey, where did all the gangsters go? Oh, they were recruited by a PMC to take part in a genocide. Yikes!
I wouldn't call it a genocide so much as a mass murder.
What? I thought there was like 20,000 people.
Oh yeah,
That's a genocide. That's more than a mass murder. When you blow up a whole city, that's a genocide. Like mass murder is Jonestown. This is a hell of a lot worse. And oh my god, those are some bad guys in the human side. And Julie Mao's dad, I guess, did we see him before? Is this the first time we saw him? Because I don't think we saw him back in the
No,
pilot.
we
Yeah,
did.
and I'm like, oh,
It
we
was-
did see him.
it was basically him threatening to sell the racer back.
Oh yeah, no, right. He was on the vid screen.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, but I mean, I guess I didn't notice that it was the Arthur's stepfather from the Tick.
Yeah, isn't that? It's so weird to think about it like that because it's
Yeah,
like,
it's Arthur's wonderful stepfather from the Tick. That's so great. I love that. Yeah, it's such a such a surprise, and I like that actor so much. All right, I'm gonna set up some mines if I have them.
yep.
Because we're about, well, as you can tell, we're about to have to defend this place. All right, so
Yeah,
I'm
I
setting
gotta
up some
start-
landmines, putting up some trip mines, and then do you want to snipe from upstairs? I'll snipe from downstairs, or do you want to vice versa it?
Yeah. Okay. Where are you setting up mines? Just
Right there are mines, landmines right in front of us. I'm gonna put a tripwire over in front of this gap here.
All right.
Yeah, and he's just
Here they
so.
come.
Oh god, here they come. Yeah. All right, I'll get upstairs.
I'm gonna set up some trip mines.
Okay. I am out of mines, so there you go. But yeah, he's so fun on the Tick and so casually evil here. I cannot wait to find more about their evil conspiracy to murder everyone with machine intelligence.
What is even so much machine intelligence?
Yeah.
It was. Oh shit!
What?
I think we just lost a fairly significant portion of our explosives.
Yeah, a lot of them blew up at once. What do you think it is as opposed to machine intelligence?
I know what it is.
Oh,
I'm
you
just not
know
gonna
what
tell
it is.
you.
Okay, don't tell me what it is. Yeah, because they've got a strange molecule that's crystalline and evolves and evolve. Whoa! What the hell was that?
There are suicide bombers.
Oh, right, I forgot about that. I gotta say, for anything wrong with this franchise, they get zombie hordes. Like, they get this right. Like, the zombie hordes look great in this game.
Yeah.
Oh, this is bad.
Yeah. No, I got exploded pretty good.
Damn.
So.
Are you dead, or are you just badly damaged? Because when you have to back up to the staircase and then use your submachine gun to defend the staircase, if you have to back up. Oh, there's the
there's a runner.
suicide bomber. God damn it! Nice shot. Apparently, I've played this game a lot because they just told me I am 3,300 on the way to the 5,000 deaths I need for a trophy. Like, I've killed 3,300 zombies in this game, apparently. I had forgotten that. We did it!
I'm just as surprised as you are.
Yeah, that was not, I'm
Our
a
finest
little
hour.
shocked that we, well, a couple of them got in, but I think we did largely okay. Oh, hey, I'm going to check out front just before we run on. Just like, maybe there's a... I'm never going to find the wine bottles in this game. I've accepted that, but I don't want to miss the...
Gold bars.
Yeah, the gold bars. So... Also, I want the... what is the name of the pacifier or the redeemer or something? The future shot... The double-barreled elephant gun you can get?
Oh yeah, the Redeemer.
The Redeemer. Yeah, you want to make sure you get that before the boss whenever you get to the fourth section of any map, because if one of us has the Redeemer, I'm going to be a lot more comfortable fighting that boss. It is the best gun. Okay,
Yeah.
any gold bars around here?
I don't
No.
see any.
No, I don't
Um,
think so.
I did love also. It was just generally well done in terms of how do I put it? Just the pacing,
Yeah.
and there's no unlikable characters.
No, you're on everybody's side. Like, you really are. You want the people of the station to be fine. You want his cop friend to be fine. You want everyone to do well here, and you know they're not going to, because this is a nightmare scenario. You even want Fred Johnson to be fine, when you find out the frigging uh, head of Earth security is framing him for crap that they're doing.
Yep.
Like, I knew Fred wasn't a terrible guy because they've established what's going on. I mean, maybe he was a terrible guy in the past, but he's just a guy trying to, run the OPA now. And while Earth and Mars want to call the OPA terrorists, we know.
Oh,
Here's
here's the thing though: the OPA are functionally terrorists.
yeah, they are, but we understand what they're for. Like, we understand their cause, and we don't necessarily disagree with their cause, even if they're going about it in a monstrous way. But, so it's like, I understand how you can be on Fred's side, is my
Yeah.
point. And you don't feel good, and you know that the humans, the Earthicans, are so villainous.
They're not outright villainous. All the
No,
time.
they're just, cultivating either a machine intelligence or an alien life form
Oh,
by
no,
murdering. Yeah.
That's one of those things. Um, Jules Pierre Miao. Uh,
Mao.
Jules Pierre,
Jules Pierre
Mao.
Mao.
Yeah, is actually not a member of the Earth government.
No, he's a private. Yeah, they make it clear when they introduce him, like when he shows up at the UN, that he's just a private. That he's a private industrialist. They make that clear, but
Yep.
at the same time, he's doing it with cooperation of the Earth government, and his friggin' ships are being built at Earth-controlled shipyards. So obviously, enough people are on his side that I can indict Earth for this, and now she knows that, and oh my god, like. We get this horrible moment with oh god, I'm blanking on the character's name. Which character is that?
Short.
Yeah, sure, Agdala Shu. It's
Yes,
again,
that's
it's
the one.
not that hard a name, but anyway, let's get back to it. Well, no, I was just gonna say, I can never remember the name of Wyndham Earle from Twin Peaks, who's her friend from The Martian Ambassador, and it's like we get this incredibly sad story that he killed himself. That he faked that he could still work, but that he killed himself, and he wasn't really inspecting shipyards, and it's just quite tragic. And it's like, no, he was inspecting shipyards, and they murdered him because he found out that the stealth ships were being made there. Oof. That was
Yep.
that was a rough thing to learn. And again, that's a big reveal, because we get this big emotional reveal about him killing himself and it being her fault. And then within 70
I
minutes,
do believe
we're
this
like,
is a horde.
yeah, within 70 minutes, they're like, no, it's something much worse.
Whatever you think
Yeah.
it is, it's worse.
Yeah, and that seems to be the show going forward. But, oh god, that moment when they're in the lobby of the hotel, of the Flophouse, and it's like, first Amos knows something's going down, and then the spy knows something's about to go down, and then everybody else realizes something is about to go down. Oh,
You're gonna have a bad time.
Oh, such a beautiful... Oh, no, the skeletons. I hate the skeletons so much. I mean, they're not as bad as the armored guys, but the skeletons are so annoying. Like, you have to shoot them in heart shots to kill them. It's such a frigging frustrating thing. I'm just taking out my shotgun. You want to cover me? Apparently you can cover me, no trouble. Yeah, anyway. But yeah, that's such a beautifully structured scene. Such a great way to get Tom and Jane in with them. Oh, I was blown away by that. It's such a good action scene. We got two great shootouts in these 3 episodes. But yeah, like everything about these last 3 episodes is just, they've really turned up, like, there's, how do I put this? There's no denouement. Like, there's no the end of the season story has been resolved. Now let's take a breath and suggest what's happening next. The closest thing they have to that is, yeah, two of our three main characters are dying of radiation poisoning. Here's some medicine. We're flying off into the dark. Oh, and we've got a lead on the command and control ship of the stealth fleet. Like that's not a denouement. That's not a breath before we start what's next. That's a terrifying cliffhanger. Alright, so yeah, I was kind of blown away. This is the end of an episode made by people, like the end of a season made by people who are 100% sure they've got a second season.
Oh yeah, no. By the time
this aired, they had already announced season 2?
Yeah.
Okay, good, because I could not imagine watching that episode not knowing that there was going to be a season 2. Again, we got the most the entire season. I mean, again, you want to talk about the parallel character choices and just great structure. You found it! Yay!
Hey.
All right, if you want to talk about great character development and great season structure, I was blown away. Like the entire season is about building Holden up and tearing Miller down. Like getting Holden to this place where he is absolutely committed to this cause that he flirts with in the first episode, and him flirting with this cause gets everybody killed in the first episode. And by this episode, he is fully committed to something bigger than himself. You know? Because he gets his hand slapped so hard for what he was doing, for what the good choice he makes in the first episode, right?
Yeah.
That you wonder, well, and he spends the next rest of the season pursuing that and investigating what happened to him. And by this episode, he's just fully committed to doing the right thing. And likewise, Miller goes through a similar journey because he spends the entire season just getting broken down. And as we see him at his lowest points in these two episodes, just dying of radiation poisoning.
Dying a horrible death, to be honest.
Horrible death. Like, vomiting up blood in every scene. Like, melting from the inside in every scene. While he flashes back to, his childhood growing up. Because he's on another station, looking at the impoverished people of another station. That he, through his advantages and through his drugs, had managed to separate himself. Like, his whole life, he had managed to separate himself from where he had come from through the steroids and the bone density treatments and his career. Like, he had managed to keep himself above where he was from, and now he is dying with the rats in this station. So, it's such a good journey for him. It's also
very meaningful for her.
It is. Oh no, absolutely. Like they put this character through this ringer, like through the most, as you say, the most relevant possible ringer that this character can go through. Right? Like this is what this character's journey has been about. It's about coming to peace with his whole life. Like with the whole experience of being a belter it's all coming to a head at once. And, he plays it so well.
Hold on. Just don't hit these guys.
What guys?
The big group on the left.
Okay, you're going to blow them up? Nice. Very solid. But yeah, such a strong performance, such a strong setup for the character. Like, just Tom Jane is brilliant in the part. Just everything about it was just some of the best acting and some of the best writing I've seen in ages. So yeah, I'm sure. Now, okay, I'm gonna ask the big question. Now that the first show is done, you said that gets us a lot of the way through the first book, or all of the way through the first book?
2/3 of the way.
2/3 of the way. Okay. How true is this to the book?
Fairly.
Okay. So I'm just gonna ask you, what are the changes? Is there anything significant? Have they condensed characters? Have they condensed scenes? Have they cut anything major?
They've cut a few things.
Right.
It's mostly for brevity's sake.
Of course.
Um, they haven't cut any major characters.
Okay.
As you can tell, there's like
There's a lot of
roughly
characters on this show. Yeah.
roughly 11 billion characters.
It's true. Okay. So they haven't cut any characters, right? They've simplified things a little, but largely, is this the experience, the same experience you got from the book?
It's very similar. There's a lot more essentially shades of gray
Okay.
because in the book, there's no questions. Oh, hey, look, more Nazi gold.
Oh, you're
Um,
amazing at this.
I'm just wandering places, man.
I know,
Still have
bravo.
not found a single bottle.
Yeah, I think all of the they're not in the buildings. I think the bottles are all like long distance sniping. So like, see this building here at the end of the street? Like there might be a bottle. I mean, there isn't, but there might be a bottle on the ledge
Like
at the
in
top.
Yeah,
Like they're
or
all
in a
supposed to
window.
be places you're not supposed to go to, but rather snipe from a long distance off. I think is so the gold you pick up, the bottles you have to like binocular for.
Yeah.
I don't think we're gonna find any bottles. But anyway, Shades of Grey.
For instance, the OPA is openly a terrorist organization.
Yeah. Okay. Here
Um,
we're not, yeah, because here we're not really seeing the terrorist things they do. We're hearing stories and they're being treated as terrorists, and everyone talks about them like they're famous terrorists, but we're not actually seeing them blowing up government facilities or shooting people
yeah.
or sabotaging ships. And I assume that's happening, but we're not only not we're seeing it, we're barely hearing about it.
It gets better into the second season. There's a
Okay.
much more. Um,
Whoa! Zombie snipers. You got it. Good. All right.
yeah.
Whew.
Um,
I feel like there's going to be one up on that church.
yeah.
Yeah, there he is. Yay! I
Well done.
love the zombie snipers. Apparently, I think there's a trophy for killing them before they get a shot off, which, awesome.
Sure.
So yeah, let's, oh, god damn it. Can you get him? Thank you. Yeah, I hate those guys so much. Although I do
Yeah.
like it when they explode.
Oh, you
So
can.
there'll be more of that in the second. And yeah, using them to destroy crowds of zombies is like my favorite thing.
Yeah. Um, yeah. There's in the second season. It's a lot more clear because um,
Yeah.
from the outset,
Yeah.
it's very clear in the books that the OPA isn't this monolithic organization.
Okay, so it's something that has throughout the belt. There are like different wings and different groups and all of that.
It's like the IRA. There's like 90 different
Oh,
groups, and
okay,
they
yeah.
fight each other almost as much as they fight anyone else.
Okay, and obviously Fred is a big wheel in the OPA because he's got well, he's in charge of this unbelievably important shipyards. But he doesn't speak for all of them.
Eh, yeah.
Okay.
So you have to remember there's a lot of
Like
factions.
even within the factions, as we learn from what's going on Earth, even within the factions there are factions.
Yeah.
There are sub factions everywhere who may be at cross purposes, and we already know that she is not psyched at all with what they're trying to pull, and she knows what they're up to. So I look forward to how this plays out next year.
It's interesting. Which weird.
Okay,
Now
well,
let's
don't.
go this way.
Okay, yeah, I just want to check out. I'm gonna do what you said and check out Windows.
Yeah.
See if we can finally get us a bottle, but I just don't think it's happening. Oh, this church looks like a good place for them to, besiege us.
Yeah. So
I
I'm
really
just
feel
gonna
like
go ahead and
set up the mines now.
set up a mine here.
Yeah, that's a good idea. All right, we got a traps. We got some explosive traps here, so I'm gonna put a trip mine by this entrance. Okay. But yeah, so there's factions, there's sub factions. I'm assuming she's going to be doing some very interesting things next year because, well,
Who?
again, it's just a fantastic character. Shoresh Agdalashu.
Arsala.
Arasala, thank you. Okay.
Yeah.
I promise I'm going to learn all of the characters' names next year.
Hmm.
That's something I'm definitely working on. There's just so many characters, and I know almost all of the actors from other things, so I tend to just think of them that way.
Yep.
But that's a bad habit, and I will get out of that. Like when I watch This Is Us, and I refer to one of the guys as Green Arrow, and the other guy as Chris Darden. Like this is a bad habit to be in. We can set up our own traps by putting down dynamite to shoot.
Yep.
All right,
That's what I'm
siege
doing.
time. That's very
So
smart
now
of
I'm
you.
going to flee indoors.
Very smart. I'll take the left door, you take the right door. And
Okay.
I'm talking from inside, so you stay at the door you're at, is what I'm saying. 4-for-1 landmine kill. I'm very proud of myself now. Alright. Oh my god. Yeah, it's rare that people get, like, for any complaints I have about this game, most games don't get zombie sieges as well as this game gets zombie sieges. I'm looking at you. What's that game called? Call of Duty Zombies. You do not impress me, Call of Duty Zombies, with all of your super zombies and all of your running zombies and all that. No, zombies should just be a horde of dudes coming for you. That's what
You
makes
like those
zombies
skeletons?
scary.
Your side?
Yep, I got them. Yes, and I will be honest. I don't like the places where this gets weird special zombies. I don't like the skeletons. I do like the snipers. I like the snipers a lot. I think the snipers are a neat touch because they like do that. You found more gold?
Yep.
You're a machine. Although the number didn't change for me, so that is gold I had found before. But still, 2 of the gold you found were gold I think I didn't have. Oh crap! They're appearing inside our. Oh no! So they're appearing inside our perimeter, and now here's when the real horde shows up at the same time. Come on, game.
Okay, I'm just gonna throw a grenade in the direction of what I believe
that's a
to
good
be
idea. Yeah, no, I'll do the same thing.
some dynamite.
Yeah, I'm gonna do some dynamite and hopefully get that going. I wish. I mean, the thing is, this is all based on Sniper Elite's Sniper Elite 2 engine.
Yep.
Like, so while they were making Sniper Elite 3, they made this with Sniper Elite 2's engine. And Sniper Elite 3 and 4, their engine is so improved. I desperately want them to do a Nazi spin-off there as well. But they've shown no sign of it. And instead they're working at an unrelated 4-player co-op game where you battle monsters in, like, Egypt. So, like, you battle mummies, and then you go to, like, Peru and battle Peruvian mummies. And then maybe you'll go to China and battle Chinese mummies. What I'm saying is it seems to be largely focused on fighting mummies. And you might say, well, aren't mummies just zombies? And I would say, yeah, I mean, mummies are zombies. Yes, that's 100% true. But, you know...
We got a big guy on my side.
Oh, crap. If you want to lure him over here, I've just put down some dynamite. We can lure him on top of the dynamite, have him blow it up.
Oh, he's like walking in on me.
Oh, he's walking in on you. So run out. Seriously, run out of the church on my side. There's nobody out here anymore. Yeah. All right, you see the dynamite? Ah!
Good shot.
Okay, that was lucky. Of all the times for them to start throwing these guys at us. Okay, here's the big guy. Where did I put the dynamite? I
that was
seem
my
to have
question.
lost. I seem to have lost where I put the dynamite. I thought it was gonna like flash red or something. I swear I put down dynamite. All right, I don't know what's happening, and I apologize.
I'm just railing this guy with my MP44, and it's not doing a damn thing.
No, it doesn't. You got to headshot this guy. That's the thing. All right, so we've gotten off tangent a little because this is a very intense sequence.
Yes.
So let's refocus and say that, in conclusion, this is one of the best first seasons of television I've ever seen. Like, it really is one of the best first seasons I've ever seen a show have. I am impressed by what a good job they've done with, again,
Get him.
setting.
Get him.
I know, I'm... Oh, crap. Okay, we got him. Whew. The grenade
I got
in the
the
mouth
preacher.
is pretty weird. You got it?
Yes.
You got the preacher, finally. And you killed the big guy with it?
Yeah, I just shot him in the face. I'm just like,
Oh, you know, the preacher will do that. That's what it's for. Oh, good work. All right. Yeah, one of the best seasons. Great characters, great writing, and the thing that I think impresses me most, great sci-fi. Just like fantastic sci-fi.
Oh, there's a
Sci-fi where you just believe
Panzerfaust
it.
up here.
No, we're done the level.
Well,
Level's over. Let's come on over to the truck.
all right,
There's no
where it
point in.
is.
Yeah, it's right outside.
Okay. Um, yeah, it's one of the best.
Yeah.
It is the best show on sci-fi.
Oh no, I mean, what comparison is there on sci-fi? I think it's the best show in the history of sci-fi. And that's based on just the first season. Maybe it tanks next year. You've assured me that it doesn't. But, you know... Oh, because you found that gold for me, I've now got 5 out of 5 gold on the first level. I had
too.
3, now I have 5. Way to go.
Awesome.
Okay, you have to keep finding things. So there you go. You have to keep finding gold. That has to be your job now. You want ready to do the second level while we talk about Counterpart?
Yeah, but
Okay.
just to say, the Expanse does actually get significantly better. There's only so much of the universe they can show,
Right.
but we get more. And let's face it, the Dodger battle was amazing.
Oh
The
no,
shootouts were pretty good, and it's this
Yeah.
nice. Everything feels like it's together, even though you've got these separate parts, like Arsvala dealing with all the politics on Earth.
Yeah. Well, what
And-
impressed? Oh, sorry. Finish your point.
And Johnson and the Belt.
Yeah.
And even Miller and the crew of the Rossi just
Yeah.
sort of running at cross purposes.
Oh, and there's just so desperately flailing, and it's just like trying to keep one beat ahead of everybody the entire season.
Yeah, because I mean, it's one of those things where Holden was kind of morally gray because he's like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm going to do the right thing and tell everyone it was Mars, and
Yeah,
everyone's
and
sort
then
of like,
of course,
it wasn't
oh,
Mars,
you
and
screwed
you
up
got
everything.
you got a lot of people killed by saying it was
Yep.
Mars. I hope you're happy.
Yeah, he really did. And it makes you understand why everywhere this guy goes, a spaceship blows up. Maybe he's the problem.
Mm-hmm. All right,
I
so
did enjoy that. Yeah, startup level 2.
Counterpart.
Counterpart seasoned. Oh well.
Souls remaining here are damned.
I will start game. All right. Yeah. Counterpart. All right. So here's the thing, and this is going to be one criticism, and I understand we're doing it for dramatic purposes, but the fact is, they wanted the Claire reveal so much that they're not really thinking about the logic of it. Because when you have someone who is that highly placed a mole,
Mm-hmm.
the idea that she's running around handling agents and killing people is crazy.
Yeah.
And they wanted the reveal that this evil lady was his wife. But it's like, she's the most highly placed mole anyone has ever had. And the idea that she's just running around the city, like, killing people, I'm like, she's a stay-at-home mother. She doesn't have a job, and when you're the wife of the head of operations, you are going to have at least passive, but probably some active surveillance.
Yeah.
So, just the
Like-
idea that she could be the handler on that side is frankly ludicrous.
It is.
Now, I understand why we need it for drama, but for the rest of the stuff the spy show has done well, that's ridiculous. But please, now that is my one big complaint I have to make before we start talking about what a thrilling episode this was.
Yeah.
Do you have some counter, or are you just right on board with me?
No,
On that?
I understand that it might have been more of a default thing that she was the handler of everyone,
Yeah.
because she does seem like a hands-on kind of chick. And beyond that, seems
Yes.
it seems like she would be the kind of person who would just get involved whether she needed to or not.
Yeah, but the thing is, your job is so important, you can't risk getting involved. Because the thing, if anyone had seen her at any place, not only do they lose their handler, because she does dangerous things. Not only do they lose their handler, they lose the highest placed mole anyone has ever had. Like, you would have to, and given the volume of people they seem to have on our side, they could have put in someone to handle people. Like, so the idea that she's also running all ops on this side while being the most highly placed mole anyone's ever had, no, it's crazy.
Oh, she's a stay-at-home mother. She's bored.
She's got to find something to... But yeah, the very fact that she's a stay-at-home mother means, like, does no one wonder what she's doing all day when she leaves the baby with the nanny? Because she doesn't have a job. She can't have a job if she's off running spies all the time, as she seems to be. And a lot of the time, she goes out at night and is gone for like 4 hours in the middle of the night. Like, it doesn't make sense for her cover. Like, what we know she's doing as a handler does not make sense for what her cover is. And again, they fell in love with the reveal, and it hurt the logic of the show.
I would like to point out something something that I don't think a lot of people picked up on.
Please.
Every time she was outside, every time she was out running ops,
Yeah.
do you notice who was out as well?
Yeah.
Her husband.
Oh, no, and that's true. But at the same point, she's leaving the baby with a nanny.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And again, I'm talking about either there's definitely passive surveillance on the two of them, and there's probably active surveillance on the two of them. Because, you know, when you're the head of ops, kidnapping your wife, whether or not twins exist, kidnapping or killing your wife is a valid choice for the other spy organization. So she would be watched.
Yeah, they would have some sort of protective detail
On her. They absolutely would, which, you know, makes her job frigging running double agents and sleepers completely untenable. And again, the show has been so good about spy stuff up until this point, that's why it's bothering me. And that's the only reason it's bothering me. And you can say that, she was always doing stuff when her husband was out screwing around or doing spy stuff, and that's true, but her husband is not the only one who would be concerned about her. You know, like, the whole agency would be concerned about her. This is spycraft on a level that, like, we know how seriously, what do you call it? We know how seriously our spies are taken here on Earth. This is far more high stakes than any Earth spying has ever been. Right? So, I have to imagine she would be under severe protection all the time. And unless every member of her protective detail are also people from the other side, that would be, there's just no way. Oh, also, the funny thing is, she tells a ridiculous lie to him that the other version of her wasn't murdered but was taken to the other side. But the weird part is, that ridiculous lie she tells that, you know, I guess he wants to believe it because he is coming apart mentally.
Coming apart, you know, he was coming
he's
apart.
Done.
Yeah, he was coming apart maybe like episode 2, 3.
I know, like he is not suited to this job at all. Like at all. But anyway, seriously, it's one of the situations where you're like, how did you get this job? Oh, he's married to the he was dating the head of the chief diplomat. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He's the Jared Kushner of the spy agency.
Yeah.
Apparently. But
No,
anyway,
it's an
not a bad
absolutely-
comparison. Yeah.
Yeah, it's absolutely correct. I think one of the things that, you know, I'm willing to forgive something like that.
Yeah.
You know, he just needs to, like, if she had said, "Oh yeah, I totally whacked the woman who
Yeah.
you're going to marry,"
Yeah.
he would have totally turned her over to Aldrich.
Oh, no, immediately. And he
Yeah.
needs to believe it. No, and I believe he needs to believe it. He needs to find some reason to not kill her or not turn her in. Like he emotionally needs to, and that's why he's so not suited for this job. And frigging Aldrich is.
Though we did learn something fun about the other Aldrich.
Yes, we did. Oh, that's interesting, isn't it?
Where his opposite is in fact dead.
Yeah, or we think he's dead.
Well, Aldrich
He
has
might
told us
not-
he's dead.
Yes, but I'm just saying. Yeah, he's told us he's dead, but you know,
That's not
who
a guarantee.
knows? That's not a guarantee in this world. He might be very pissed because, as he said, and the thing is, there's reason to believe he's alive and very pissed because he tells this whole story about how they always played the exact same chess game, and so he's like, so I knew about him that there is a specific woman I could send him that he would find irresistible.
Yeah.
And then instead of bringing him across, I killed her to destroy him mentally. Right?
Yeah, he's
And destroy him mentally. But the thing is, he at the first half of that story says, I could never make a move that he wouldn't have made. I could never make a move that he wouldn't have made. And so it's possible that when their Aldrich went nuts and killed himself, what actually happened was their Aldrich, because the guy could never make a move that he wouldn't have made, figured out after she died that he had been being played. And he would not be useful in that role if there was another Aldrich also in that role, that he would only be useful in another role in another place.
I honestly,
Yeah,
I
he might
wouldn't-
have just killed himself, but you got to see there's logic behind my theory.
honestly, I don't think that story's true at all.
Okay, you don't think any part of the story is true?
Oh, I think some parts, specifically, there was another Aldrich, and we played, and we were in contact.
But
True.
all the stuff about him destroying the guy's life, you don't think that part's true?
No, because as we've seen from Aldrich,
Would he?
He's-
Yeah.
not taken to sentimentality.
No, but then that's why it's such a surprising story. But maybe the surprisingness of the story is setting up something for season 2, or you're right, maybe it's just a lie he's telling. Like, you could be right.
He's absolutely a spy master.
Oh no, he is. He absolutely is. And that's why I find it to be the idea of there being some woman who could have convinced him. Anyway, like I said, I find the dramatic possibilities so tempting that you're right that I might be blinding myself to the fact that this guy is great at lying.
It's a primary component of his
Oh, no,
job.
it's what he's best at. No, you're totally right. You could be right that everything he said has been a con. Just to get what he thinks is a guy from the other side to turn himself in and become a triple agent, right? Well, I guess since he's actually from the other side, a double agent, because it's not like they turned our Quail. He thinks our Quail is a double and a sleeper. And
There's also a
what
very
he
real
wants-
possibility that behind us.
You got him?
Yeah, I got him.
Okay, good. I hate them so much. Oh, wait, one in front of us, too. Come on! Oh, that sucked. Sorry about that. Yeah, me too. I got the annoying... And I'm out of ammo.
Got him.
Thank you. I'm also out of ammo. But at least I kept... And now I'm out of ammo for my submachine gun, too! Oh, this is going terribly for
There's
me.
a Car 98 just to your left.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but that's only going to have the bullets that are already in it. Oh, no, it has full ammo. Okay. Whew. I was really scared there for a second. All right. Yeah, no, you're right that everything he said could be a lie because that's what he's best at. Like, he is a master of this kind of deception, this kind of spying. But in any event, whether the other him is dead, whether it was all a lie, or whether my elaborate fan fiction storyline is true, it's probably not. It was still an amazing scene. Like, whatever the result is, that was as fantastic a dramatic scene as these characters have gotten.
Okay. Well, I'm
Yeah.
going to counter you with a different idea.
Okay.
The Aldrich we're seeing
Is the double?
Is the double.
That would be a nice turn.
Well, think about it. He's got all these contacts,
Oh no, and
he's
yeah.
turned people.
Yep. No, that is possible. I have heard crazier ideas. So my fan fiction theory is there's another Aldrich working a long game. Your fan theory is we are looking at the ultimate mole. Is that a good précis of your fan theory?
Yes.
Okay. So mine, there's another one out there working the longest possible game. Your fan theory, ultimate mole. I can't wait to find out who's right next year because you heard it right. They now say there are 2 seasons on Crave TV. Now when you go to it, there's a listing for season 1 and for season 2.
Oh.
So apparently season 2 has been announced. Wait, can you search zombies for ammo?
Yes, you can.
I have not been doing this at all. Now I feel really embarrassed. Oh my god, I could have been getting ammo and landmines and stuff this whole time. I feel very silly.
You should be a little embarrassed.
I am very embarrassed.
Yeah, no, I honestly, I'm of the opinion that
That could be the game being played.
yes, and we in fact currently have 2 Aldrichs.
Oof. Whew.
Because it explains how he's omnipresent.
He is all over the place. He's constantly showing up. So, maybe. Like, again, I've heard crazier ideas. Oh, wow, there's a human here. Like, just a dead human. Wow. Nice. It's an interesting game, this game. Safe room! They didn't make us do a...
Hold on.
Oh, you finding something?
Yeah, I found some more zombies.
Oh,
If we don't have to deal with them later,
No,
that's a good
yeah,
thing.
no. Well, no, it's a safe room. We're completely fine walking into the safe room. That is God. We got a lot of interesting theories, and it's, I think, a credit to this show's world that any of these things could turn out to be true. And that's part of what makes this show so incredibly fun. Like, any of these theories could turn out to be what's actually happening.
They're within the realm of possibility.
Oh,
all of them.
absolutely. Every single one of them. And so, yeah, that's kind of what makes me so happy. That's right, I went back to the SVT. Went over to the SVT, which is just one hell of a gun. Oh, and the PPSH. Nice. Weirdest thing. So I'm playing this game. So you know what your character looks like, because you can see him.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So great big leather coat with the fur on the collar, fur hat. You've got the Sturmgewehr, but because you're a Russian, you should have the PPSH, right?
Yes.
So I'm playing the new VR. Ah! Zombies! They're pretty as a picture. Anyway, so I'm playing the new Inpatient game, which is a PSVR game spin-off of Until Dawn. Right? And so in it, a bunch of cops come to kill you because they want to cover up a Wendigo attack. And I want to make this clear. It is set in the 1950s in Alberta. So, obviously, rural Alberta, the 1950s, in all logic, the cops who should be showing up are RCMP officers, right?
Yep.
And if they would have an automatic weapon, it would in all likelihood be a Tommy gun, or possibly like a Sten that was a Canadian-made Sten version that was World War II Army surplus. Because the Canadian Army used Stens, and they used Canadian-made, like, knockoff Stens, right?
No, they use Stens and Tommy guns.
And Tommy guns. I thought the Canadian Army, I thought the Canadian built their own Stens, though.
Yes,
Like,
because...
Because we had factories
Hopefully,
here,
yeah.
so yeah.
Hopefully, no one from federal law enforcement is listening, but I'm going to tell you something that may shock you.
I can't wait to hear it. Oh, crap! Zombies
they're
behind
everywhere.
gates. I got 100 zombies behind a gate. And my grenade opened the gate instead of killing them.
That's
Although it killed a
interesting.
couple of them. Okay, I just got a 13-for-1 grenade kill.
Yeah, but The
Anyway,
average
so-
high school student with access
Can
to
build a
his machine
sten?
room can build a sten.
Wasn't that the whole point of the sten, though?
That literally any idiot can make a sten.
Yeah, wasn't that the whole point? That it was like the grease guns that the U.S. Army used for a while?
Yep.
But,
Oh,
like,
what
you
the
could just-
shit? I need an adult.
Come here, come here. I found the preacher, so I'm just going to use it to kill some dudes and then go back to my real gun. Because I love the preacher, but you got no ammo for it. Oh, no, wait. I can get some ammo later. I just realized I can keep the preacher because I switched to the super fast-firing semi-audio Russian rifle, which has got 10 shots, so I don't even need a submachine gun.
Man, that was brutal.
That is a lot of guys. So yeah, anybody can make a stem. There you go. Yeah,
Yep.
and it's like, because I remember the stories about the grease gun, whatever that was officially called, that the
The,
U.S. Army
M3?
briefly, the grease gun, the M3, was that, like, literally, they went to a factory that made pots and pans, and within a week, it was putting these things out.
Yeah.
Because it's just not hard to machine those parts at all.
Oh, there was like
yeah.
an even simpler version that the Polish made of the Sten gun, called the Bliskawiska.
Yeah.
Probably mispronouncing that horribly, but I'm
Yeah, it's the gun that it's the extra submachine gun in this game.
yeah.
Yeah.
They were making it in basements in occupied Warsaw.
Jesus. Yeah, so there you go. So many frigging skeletons. I hate them so. Oh, the skeletons, how I abominate them. But anyway, so yeah, in the game, the point I was getting at is, in this game, right, so guys who are in the RCMP in the 1950s, so they're going to have army surplus, logically, Tommy guns or Sten guns, right?
Yeah.
But all of these characters are dressed exactly like your character in this game. Big fur hats, big fur coats, and carrying PPSHs. I'm like, what? What's
got
happening here? And I can only assume that, and then I found out that the entire game was built in Eastern Europe. And I'm like, did these guys have character models for like a World War II game they were working on? And then they had the cops just use that character model and hoped no one noticed? Because I feel like that's a possibility.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anyways, so I've got some other fan theories.
Go, yeah. I love them.
We
Hit
did
me.
get some confirmation on my theory that the plague was much, much worse than...
Oh, yeah. Then they were letting on.
Yeah. I believe hundreds and hundreds of millions was the
Yeah.
report
the
from
lowball.
Claire.
Yeah. Hundreds and hundreds of millions. So, yeah, that's a lot of people. Yeah, so it was even worse than we thought. And she says her parents were killed by the plague, and I'm still on the fence about that. I think she believes it, but I'm still on the fence about that. I think she is too useful for that to be an amazing coincidence. And we know what unbelievable scumbags that side are, just given all of their behavior. So I'm just saying, there's a chance. There's a chance that my fan theory is correct as well. But yeah, so more fan theory.
Got no confirmation on whether or not Claire's parents were whacked.
Yeah.
But my fan theory that the plague was significantly worse than we imagined.
Yeah, seems to be correct. Yeah. So that's very interesting.
And fun fact, they didn't have 9/11.
Yeah, of course they didn't have 9/11. There's no way they would have had a 9/11 with that kind of plague going on in the world. Like, America doesn't have a chance to be expansionist, so they wouldn't have all those friggin'... America doesn't get expansionist. America doesn't put up military bases in the Middle East. There's no 9/11. Like...
Oh, no, I think it'd be more the fact that, like, maybe the Soviets won in Afghanistan, as is my pet theory.
Yeah, and if the Soviets won in Afghanistan, then maybe there's no Al-Qaeda. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, well, there's no Bin Laden if they won in Afghanistan, because he would have been killed.
Yep.
So yeah, it's
Or
entirely
maybe the
possible.
plague just swept through the Middle East and just murderized everyone too.
Yeah, that's also possible. But fundamentally, there's also my political solution for why there was no 9/11, which is we know that there's a less expansionist America in that world. Like, for whatever reason caused America to be less expansionist and less colonial, we know they are, whatever caused it. So yeah, either solution works to explain why there was no 9/11, but there was no 9/11, which means since it was 30 years ago, there's still a World Trade Center. So that's good to know.
Yep.
All right, do I get new Preacher ammo? I do not get new Preacher ammo.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to get new Preacher ammo. I'm a little sad now. Oh no, I did. I just had to go to a different place. All right, I feel silly now. Oh no, it's guys lining up at a gate. Whatever will we do about them? Oh, that feels good. Shooting zombies through a gate always feels satisfying.
Yep.
Shooting zombies that can't possibly shoot back. Sorry, not shoot back. Fight back. Boom. Oh, so awesome. Anyway, so yeah, lots of stuff being confirmed this week. Was there a mole in the school? Was there a mole for our side in the school?
I don't believe so.
No, it's just, it seems unamazingly coincidental that an incredibly useful file to them, while everything was getting burned, got shoved so deep in a couch cushion that nobody would find it. So
That's a real
either
possibility.
yeah,
But
that's
we
an incredibly lucky find, or someone put that there when it was all going down.
There's also the fact that we have only 2 survivors, so one of them must be the mole.
That's what I'm saying, yeah. If there's a mole, it's one of them.
Mm-hmm.
So that really interests me. And I guess it would be the guy, because we've seen how dedicated she is.
Yep.
So it would be the guy. Yeah, I'm just saying, it's like, they found the best possible file to find, because it's the guy who literally just went over yesterday, and who Baldwin killed this episode.
Yeah.
Like, who has just been sent in to replace somebody. So weirdly, they're at the best possible chance to find this guy. And it's either an amazing coincidence or that guy has sympathies on our side. It's nice that now, I mean, okay, I think now we know we've got all the confirmation we need. Like, is Pope up to something? Yeah, he's up to something. Like, nope, he's not up to something. He's the guy in charge of the doubles. He's the guy in charge of getting the doubles over. That's all the confirmation we need.
There is, like, I'm still a little bit on the fence as to
because he's so shady. But I mean, it's possible that a duck is a duck. He phoned to warn them before that they were coming, and had them burn everybody and kill all the kids. Like, they all know what the dry cleaner call means. Burn it down. Like,
yes, but he's also been pointing Howard
to it. I know. And that's what's so baffling to me. Why is he pointing Howard in and at the same time, like, telling them when they've been burned? Although, that being said, if they think he's on his side, that he's on their side, he would have to tell them when they were burned. That's why it's so frustrating.
Because really, it could go either way.
It could. Because he's leading Howard. He's giving Howard the pieces he needs to find this. And he hasn't in any way, because given the amount of stuff Pope knows, if he wanted to shut down Pope's ability to pass... Pope knows if he wanted to shut down Howard's ability to pass messages, he could. Like, because Howard's clearly a threat, but he hasn't dealt with Howard. Ugh! It's so frustrating, because there's so many possibilities.
I'm starting to lean towards... he's... how do I put it?
Yeah.
He started the school and he's very partisan to his side. I just don't think he believes that,
mass extinction of the other side is for the best?
Yeah.
it's. I mean, that's a good theory. Like he might think he definitely started it. We know that, and we know he pushes people over. He's in charge of the handling of getting people over. But you're right that he might think that what they're going to do with it is too extreme. Like if that is a theory that fits all of the facts we have in evidence.
Yes.
So yeah, I could easily see them going that way. But God, if there's... It's rare that you see a show that invites this kind of scrutiny and criticism and fan theories. And I gotta say, I kind of love Quail at the end of the episode trying to like blame it all on Howard. I'm like, this seems like the worst plan you could have possibly come up with.
Yeah, first of all, it literally makes no sense.
It literally makes zero sense. You're Howard, you know that he's not like... Because I guess he's going to try to say that our Howard has secretly been working for other Howard the whole time.
When he has no access?
When he has zero access. But then again, they'll say that his wife... I mean, he'll say that his wife who's in a coma does have high-level access.
Well, there's also the fact that, all of his interactions with the other side are recorded.
Yeah, I know. Like, it's not a plan that can possibly work, but he's not suited for this, he's not ready for this, and he's getting desperate. So, I understand why he came up with this terrible plan, but it's a terrible plan!
Yeah.
Like, and it can't possibly succeed. So, I'm interested to see how it plays out, if nothing else. And, in the same way that a little show called The Expanse was barreling towards the season ender, we have officially reached the barreling towards the season ender portion of this show. Oh. And I cannot wait to see where it goes. Because it's going to be good.
Well, okay. Oh, shit. These
What?
assholes.
Yeah, I just saw the guys coming over the debris pile. I gotta say, these zombies pretty good at lumbering. It's funny because the game lets you play in higher difficulties. In the higher difficulties, you have to worry about bullet drop. But, like, in this game, you never shoot anybody more than, like, 100 meters away. So, you don't ever actually have to worry about bullet drop or windage within 100 meters. For all intents and purposes, just shoot at their chest, you'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the amount that wind and gravity affect a bullet within the first 100 meters...
pretty marginal.
No, just put the thing basically in the middle of where you want to hit, and you're gonna be fine. If you want to put it a hair up, sure, but it's not that important. You're a bullet person, am I right about that?
Yes.
Okay, especially when you're dealing with high-velocity sniper rifle ammunition?
Yeah, even most service rifles of the time. At 300 yards is where you start seeing drop-offs of most kinds of energy, and I mean, with the 223, you start at 200 yards, you have to start fiddling with it, just because the thing is tiny.
Yeah. It's literally a 22 bullet that's longer and has more... Like, what I'm saying, it's the same essential caliber, it's the same width, diameter as a 22 caliber bullet. And most people can picture a 22 caliber bullet.
Yep.
As being this tiny little thing that they put, that back in the day in the Wild West, they would put 12 of them in a revolver because they're that small.
Mm-hmm.
The Buntline 12-shot pistol. Or 9-shot pistol. But anyway, it was a 22 pistol with a foot-long barrel that was specifically designed to be super accurate. But, it was a weird choice, that gun.
Yep.
But anyway,
yeah.
back to this.
So
it's weird. Whenever we're playing this, whenever we get to the sniper, it's like I want to talk about this sniping stuff because this is such a... I love this franchise so much.
Yep.
But yeah, we saw how the school works. We saw them kill all of the children, which that was rough. It's interesting that they only got the call, as he was putting, like, they got that call right away. So even though they put the they put together the raid really quickly. They only had like an hour to burn everything and kill all the children.
Well, look at the Stasi. Look at
Yeah.
they
Like running in there and just burning everything as fast as they could. And I'm like, I'm watching the movie. I'm like, you guys definitely did drills for burning everything in this building, didn't you?
Oh no! All I'm thinking about is, are you familiar with the Fall of the Wall at all?
Of course, yeah, because we talked about it the week before last about how Putin was literally sitting in the basement throwing, stacks of books into an incinerator.
Yeah.
As the Stasi HQ was going down.
In the Stasi HQ, they went through 57 industrial shredders. They burnt them out.
Oh, God, that's so beautiful. But yeah, like literally there were crowds of people outside the door of the building banging on the doors and just KGB guys inside throwing
KGB
stuff
and
into
Stasi
fire. And just throwing stuff into the fire. Like this giant furnace in the basement just shoveling masses of paper into it. The room getting to be like 200 degrees.
Yeah, they just...
Yeah, they had to. Like, oh God, we're about to be sieged, and I don't know where we're supposed to resist the siege from. This is bad. This is very bad. Run to the other end of the street with me.
Yep.
Where? Yeah, run to the other end of the street with me and find some place to be sieged from. All right, I've got a nice corner here. Let's start killing.
Start trimming them back.
Okay. I'm set up so I can help. Yeah, helping. Anyway. So yeah, it's a great scene, and again, really focuses how much they want to be doing a Cold War TV show, and how relevant all of this Cold War stuff is, and how much it still works as drama. 30 years after the fall of the Berlin Wall, like it's the drama still works beautifully. Yeah. Oh my God. Again, you want to talk about the aesthetics of this game? Like, having the doors of the church swing open and there be backlighting and green fog inside the church, and 30 zombies come wandering out? That's just an amazing look. Like, you can't fault the Rebellion guys for like, truly getting the aesthetic they need for this. They really get it. I just got a 3-for-1 bullet shot. So yeah, that drama worked amazingly, but like there are two parts of this show. There are 3 parts to this show. There's what's going on with Quayle. There's what's going on with the what do you call it? The school being shut down, and most importantly, we get our much longed for, after missing it for a couple of episodes, J.K. Simmons scene. Which is fantastic. Like, most actors never get a scene like that. Because most actors don't play in a sci-fi thing where they get to play against themselves.
Yeah. Well, there's also, I'm going to quickly point this out. You can agree with both Howards, which is rare.
No, both of them are right.
It's like, you fucked up your life.
Yeah.
Real bad.
Yep.
And and the other guy's like, no, you did too, don't worry.
Yeah. Well, no, but to find out that Howard is like, yeah, he knows his wife is terrible, but he loves her. And under no circumstances nice work on that sniper.
Thank you.
I saw him very late. I now watch. Yeah, there he is. I knew there was going to be a second one. Yeah. Anyway, like he loves her, and that's the amazing thing. Like that's the thing I find so compelling. He knows what a fundamentally, crucially flawed person she is, and he doesn't care. And he'll put up with anything to still be with her, and he'll keep supporting her. And that's amazing. Like, because it turns out Howard isn't, like, you can say he's a sap, right?
Yeah.
You could make that debate, but the fact is, it takes the ability, it takes, like, some kind of gumption to work through your problems to that level.
Well, the fact that I would disagree because the fact that he may not have known that his wife was a spy, but the fact that she was cheating on him all the fucking time.
Yeah.
That doesn't require gumption. That just requires being a fucking sap.
Well, no, but the thing is, he's what do you call it? You say he's a sap, but the fact is, it's not like she doesn't know he knows. Like, from what we are told in that scene, I'm not saying they came to an arrangement, but he knows, and she knows that he knows that she's a bad person. And they've made their relationship work in some way, is the suggestion. And you're right, on some level, I'm not going to say he's not a sap. On some level, yes, he's a sap.
On virtually every level.
On virtually every level. But there are reserves of strength there. I think it's clear that there are reserves of strength there. And I think we see that in this episode because, yeah, he has a hard time with the dead kids, but he's not shattered.
Yeah.
Like, he is not shattered by all of this. There are reserves of strength. He is a stronger person. Like, he is not the complete waste of space that... Sorry about that. I keep pressing F when I mean to press E. And is there some more ammo around here? Because I'm out of ammo.
Yeah.
I feel like there should be some ammo around here. Because we're about to have a boss fight. Like, right now. And I don't know how I'm going to do that with 10 bullets.
Fuck this guy.
Yeah, he's the worst. I've got the Preacher, so that should help. But it's only going to help... Oh, thank God, I got the ammo. Alright. And instead of picking it up, I threw a grenade again. What is wrong with me? Like, it's not that hard to remember. So you remember how to beat this guy, right?
Yeah, you have to kill the skulls first.
Yeah. Which I'm very bad at. Hey, we each got one. Nice! There we go. I don't like you, Occult General. And then he gets skulls back, and there's more of them. Wow, you just hit 2 skulls at once. That kind of blows me away. But yeah, I'm not going to say that you're not right and that he is a sap. But at the same time, like, he has reserves of strength. He is there... I'm trying to think, like...
He does have reserves of strength because he is the same person.
No, he's the same person. I think what's fascinating is, I guess, Howard, like, Howard 2, who the subtitle's called Howard Prime for some reason. I'm like, yeah, like, go with Prime doesn't really make sense. Because Prime actually suggests that that's the world that our world butted off from. So it's kind of weird to call him Howard Prime, because I don't know that they want to be making that implication. See what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
It creates an implication that I don't think the show means. But anyway, the point is, if she hadn't told him that she was a spy, if she hadn't told him about that world, he would have put up with this crap from her too.
I'm actually starting to think that maybe the issue is that...
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I think we downed him.
No, we got him. We got him. It's done. Yeah, you just got... It's like every other video game. You got to do it 3 times.
Yeah.
All right. What do you think the issue is?
I think the reason why Howard became such an insane, crazy person...
Yeah.
Like this...
Murderous monster.
It's because he found out his wife was cheating. And, like, it just... Instead of him trying to work through it, he's just like, go fuck yourself. We're done here.
Ooh. See, that's... I mean, it's possible.
Right.
I don't think it's not possible,
but... a dick.
But the thing is, our Howard knows she was cheating too. Like, I have no reason to believe he's lying there when he says that he knew.
Yeah.
So, I think it's the... I mean, obviously, it's the combination of the two. Because both of them knew she was cheating. and finding out that she's also a frigging spy and the world isn't the way we think it is. I think it's going to sound crazy, but it's like that gave him the license to, you know, completely turn on her over the cheating.
Yeah, and yeah, that might be it. It might have been the combination of, like, in both timelines, he found out she was cheating at the same time, and she told him
one time, yeah, about the whole world.
Yeah,
in one of them. It's interesting how her decision is the focal point here.
yeah,
Like, like, what made a version of her tell him in the worst world? Anyway, I'm sure we're going to find out when we get... Maybe we'll get both versions of her to get face-to-face. Wouldn't that be amazing?
Yep. I also, yeah.
Now that she's waken up and her evil mother has shown up.
Mm-hmm. But I think that it's a fun play to see that them switching lives is actually making both of their lives significantly better.
Oh yeah. No, I mean they've both become better people and are improving their own lives on both sides.
Yeah, you know.
It's kind of amazing. It's a nice statement, I think.
Yeah, whereas Howard Prime needs to be just a little harder.
Yeah. No, our Howard needs to be a little harder.
Yeah.
Howard Prime, which is how, like I said, it's so confusing that they call that one Prime. Howard Prime needs to dial it back a bit. Like, there is a middle point where they're both a functional person. You know?
Yeah, they're both awesome.
Yeah, where they're both just an awesome dude. And the show is working towards getting us there. But yeah, God, I mean, I know that having them take over each other's lives is the only logical place for this story to go.
Mm-hmm.
But I was still so delighted when it happened, because on some level I thought that would only happen in season 2, but it happened just so fast in the show, and it went such interesting places. I started to make a point 40 minutes ago, and then I forgot to finish making it, so I'll finish making it now.
Okay.
The weird part is, so the delusional lie that Quill needs to believe that they just kidnapped his fiancée, right?
Yeah.
It actually makes more sense as an MO, because if you take the real her, you put her in a coma with drugs.
Yep.
And you put her in an ambulance, and you say to the doctors, "Oh my God, our attaché just had a brain aneurysm. We need to get her back to our side." Then you solve the "why are people not noticing that all these attachés aren't coming back" problem that I pointed out last week.
Yep.
So weirdly, the delusional lie she tries to get him to believe, because he needs to believe it, actually makes more sense than what they actually do. Because you can only do that so many times. Although a smart thing would be to do, a truly smart thing to do, and whether you kill the people when you get them back to your side or not doesn't matter. But what you should be doing is, and if they're smart, they would have done this. Because of the plague, establish early on when you're sending emissaries over that you guys get sick on our side and have to go, like, and some of you can only stay for so long because your screwed up immune systems make you ill and you have to be ushered back. And then sometimes the one who gets ushered back isn't the one who went, and that's how they do it.
Or better yet, you know, this person's sick. They need to stay for an extended period.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, well, our person has fallen sick, and we can't risk them going over and repeating,
But you see, but the problem is, with that method, you still get into the real problem that the show has not acknowledged, which is spy agencies in real life are much better at keeping track of attachés than the spy agencies in this show are.
Yeah.
They really are. Like, because of all the Russia stuff that's been happening. I've been seeing the former ambassador to Russia on news shows a lot, and you listen to hear him talk about how, like, even in 2013, what it's like operating out of Russia is literally there is not a second I am outside the embassy when there is not like a team of people following me around.
Yes, and it's usually two teams at that.
Exactly. Like, and so my solution that they had set up, that we get sick sometimes and they use that as a way to swap people. They pretend they're sending back people who have taken ill when really they're kidnapping people from our side. That actually would have solved all of these plot problems.
Yeah.
Because we're being asked to believe that they're letting attachés come across, and then because these three young people came across, and we were asked to believe that they were immediately able to just go and move into a flop house, and no one on our side had any idea that's happening.
Yeah.
Like, either we suck at spycraft, right? Or they are so good, like, our side is so compromised that I don't even know if we have a side anymore.
Well, I'm just going to bring this back to the Cold War. Mm-hmm. The Americans during the Cold War were the worst. Like, they were terrible at their job.
No, they were.
Constantly. It's like, even really small organizations that were communist were better than the CIA at its best. Like, the DRG was better. The Stasi was better. Everything. Like,
well, no. Then that's the problem. When you come from a free society, it's hard to do this stuff.
Yeah.
It's hard to get your headspace into the place it needs to be to do this stuff. And you're absolutely right. But yeah, then it's like when the stakes are this high, you like, they would have better, and it's so rare for people to come across, you have to believe their surveillance would be better than it is. So yeah, like, now I'm not saying it's not an incredible show. It's still an incredible show, but we've now reached the point where we're doing writing fixes for some stuff the show does.
Well, it's also because we're obsessing about it and, like, picking apart minute details.
Oh yeah, no, we're super nerds for this, and we both happen to be people who are also obsessed with Cold War spycraft.
Yes, we are.
Okay, so yeah, that's going to be it for this week. Next week, we will be back with season 2, episodes 1 and 2 of The Expanse, and the new episode of episode 9. Oh my god, I can't believe we're already at episode 9 of 10. Of Counterpart, so things get real next week.
Things do get real.
Things are going to get real. And I am so happy that Crave is telling me there's a season 2. Like, such a load off my mind. Whew.
Yes.
I know that almost everything gets a season 2 these days. At least a season 2, but thank God. Like, you basically have to be girl boss to not get a season 2.
I'm not even sure what girl boss is, and I, quite frankly, don't want to know.
It's a show about a woman starting a clothing, like a small clothing business startup in the year 2004.
Mm.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
yeah,
no.
I'm actually not seeing a second season listing for Counterpart on Crave.
I saw a second season listing earlier, so I don't know what's happened.
To the internet.
I hope I have not given everyone false hope, but earlier yesterday, I saw a season 2 listing.
Oh, no, I just confirmed it.
Okay, thank God. Whew! I was really afraid there for a second. So I'm going to make a plug for people to watch, since we've spent so much time talking about Cold War jive. There's a new documentary. It's actually a docudrama because it's half documentary, half reenactments, and hypothetical reenactments we know about, and hypothetical reenactments. It's called Wormwood, and it's all about the MK Ultra experiments in the 1950s.
Nice.
And that scientist who was murdered to cover it up.
That's not surprising.
Yeah.
I'd also recommend, if people are digging this, watch The Americans. It's a lot more drama than docu, but
It's about what it was like being a sleeper agent back in the 80s for Russia.
Yep.
I mean, it's exaggerated. The sleeper agents were not that sleepery. Sorry, they were not that agenty in the real sleeper agents in the 1980s, but there was stuff like this going on back in the 1980s.
Well, fun fact, when you go to the Canadian War Museum,
Yeah.
there's a little plaque, this was deemed the Red Scare, and McCarthy was an awful person, and at the end they're like, unfortunately, McCarthy turned out to be right. There was tons and tons of communists and sympathizers and agents in North America. I was like, oh, well.
Yeah. Although he did not turn out to be right. He thought that they were the greatest threat to America, and it turns out that they actually didn't get that far into infiltrating. And it turns out what McCarthy was wrong about was he was focusing on people who had socialistic tendencies and joined communist groups, sympathizing groups, and pro-Russia groups in America. Yeah, turns out those aren't the ones to be worried about. Turns out it was the ones who were really good at having cover were the ones to worry about.
Yep.
Turns out guys who went to a People's Party meeting to pick up chicks, no, those were not the ones you should have been focusing your government attention on.
Well, yeah, it's one of those things. It turns out that the West might have won the Cold War, but the Reds won the culture war, and we're seeing that today. Thanks, Obama.
Thanks, Obama. Well, no, I mean the West won because Russia decided, wait a minute, are you saying that if we just all become obvious criminal gangster capitalists, we can win? Oh, okay, well then I guess that's what we're going to do. And then they all just became gangster capitalists. And it turns out they're way better at it than America is.
Yep.
All right, so that's that. Do you have a quiz for us?
Ooh, okay, what flavor?
I guess Expanse wrapped up season 1, so it should definitely be an Expanse quiz.
Okay.
Although people, it's interesting. People, this got a clear statement about if you wanted to win the earlier quiz about what the various gangs were named on Ceres,
Yep.
they full on announce it. They make a whole speech about it this week. So on the season ender, so you can get that information. Go win yourself a quiz.
Yep. Okay. Name me 3 factions of the OPA.
Nice. That's a good one because I can't do that. All right, that's going to be exciting.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's it for this week's show. Thanks for coming along on this journey with us. If you had a good time and you'd like to see more, there's buttons coming up to click on. Comments, questions, suggestions, and entries to the quiz go in the comment section below the video. See you back here for more next time. Until then, I've been the Hidden Object Guru.
I've been the Gun Wrangler.
Have yourselves a great evening.